Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Look up on the wall, there on the floor, under the pillow, behind the door.
Good morning and welcome into Wolo and Friends. I am Landon Schmidt filling in for Wolo for one last day. Wolo will be back with us tomorrow. He's just enjoying paradise a little bit longer, and then he'll be back with us. The Tigers, I guess they enjoyed their time in paradise. Went 0-2, but they covered both of the point spreads. They showed real promise against some really good basketball teams. So shout out to them. It looked like they made big strides bouncing back from that UNLV loss. A lot of good to see there. We just had a packed full weekend of sports. I know this week for college football, you could kind of describe it as the calm before the storm that is rivalry weekend coming up. A lot of the big name, a lot of the big teams played, a lot of lesser opponents. So there's a lot of blowouts, a lot of, showing off for the crowd and whatnot. But even on top of that, we'll get to our precious metals here in a little bit. But still, there are some good games and a lot of stuff to highlight. One of those being the Notre Dame onslaught on Syracuse. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Jay. I'm with Jay Ham this morning. Darian taking a little time to himself, but he needs it. But he needs it. He's a busy man. Not as busy as Dustin Starr, but he's still a very busy man. But in that game, there was almost no passing production for Notre Dame. I believe C.J. Carr only had 49 yards and a touchdown pass. But if you look at the stat line of that game, and you watch that game, they didn't need to pass. You had 4 different people score rushing touchdowns, 4 different running backs, which I don't remember the last time I've watched a game and that be the case. Their defense and special teams showed up on all aspects of the game. You would expect that there would maybe be some level of competition with 2 D1 schools, but that just did not exist for them. But outside of that, a lot of good games out there. My boys over in Hawaii did not get the job done on Friday, but it's to be expected. Calandria for UNLV is a great quarterback. He knows how to move. He knows how to find open space, create moments, and capitalize on all those kind of things. But one of the biggest things that I've been looking at, and Jayham, you are the historian when it comes to the NBA. You know all that there is to know and ever will know. You know more than I'll ever remember or forget when it comes to the NBA.
And if I don't know, I will tap in and log in to find out.
You sure will. But there has been one guy this season that, granted, maybe he's been highlighted, maybe he's been looked at, but just not to the degree that I believe he should be this year. Okay. You have any idea who I might be talking about?
I have no clue.
Luka.
Okay.
Luka has been going crazy this year.
It's a model citizen as well.
Absolutely. But 33 points in their win against the Jazz with their 2-point win in that game. I believe that was yesterday. Sunday. And this dude has been performing night in, night out, and he's not slowed down at all. And he's been doing very well with the absence of LeBron. Now LeBron is back, but still, Luka's not slowing down. No. And he looks incredible.
He looks incredible. He's playing incredible. He's in shape.
He is. He is in shape, and that's huge for him.
And the thing that I think that we go back to last year and how they got eliminated, and a lot of people talk about a lot of criticism for J.J. Redick and how he used this roster. And I always said it then. I told my guys at 94 Feet of Life then, this is a protest. This is saying, give me some bigs.
Yeah.
They went and got him DeAndre Ayton, who's rejuvenated and playing some of the best NBA basketball we've seen him play.
Yeah.
And JJ can coach. He's doing a great job. Austin Reeves is playing out. We've even seen Jake LaRavia turn into a hooper.
I mean, come on now. Jake LaRavia, the dude going out there balling. I mean, it's got to put a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
But the NBA is looking good. Grizzlies, back-to-back wins. We need those.
The effort did you mention with the Tigers over in the Bahamas, the effort was there. The effort is there definitely right now with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Even with the injuries out, we got more bad news as far as with Ty Jerome. Probably won't see him to either Christmas or after the 26th count returns.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but the way Vince Williams is really playing steady at the point guard, defending.
He's
great
an
to
assist
have,
machine.
Absolutely. Great to have the big man back, too.
Yeah.
You know, he's making a difference
yeah.
on the inside, on the glass, and just his presence. It's 7'3", 7'4".
Yeah, and you can't teach that either. But I know DeMichael last week, commercial appeal beat writer for the Grizzlies, joins Brett and Brian in Sports Time, I believe, on Mondays.
And also Greg and Eli on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Greg and Eli on Wednesdays does a great job. I know he tweeted out last week that there's a difference, and I know I mentioned this, the difference between being in shape and basketball shape.
Yeah.
And Edie will get there. He'll get there. He'll get there. So nothing to be concerned about. I was watching a little bit of a highlight reel with Ja and Zach Edey on the court and kind of the chemistry that they have. So that's right around the corner. That's coming up soon. But Nuggets take a pretty shocking loss this past weekend coming into tonight's game. I will be at that game tonight because I always got to support my favorite basketball player in the world, Jonas Valanciunas. Sure am missing him here in Memphis. But
you got the jersey ready to go, huh?
Well, actually, I don't think that there is a Nuggets jersey.
Okay, you ain't got
yet.
the Nuggets
and
edition.
you can't. And I learned this. You can't add the accent marks when you want to create your own jersey. Like they don't allow you to do that.
Why is that?
I have no idea, but I tried before to type out his name. I remember where there's a little accent on the C and a one over the U and all that kind of stuff. I'm a true fan, I'm telling you. And there was just, they were like, nope, we can't do that. Wow. So if I were to create a jersey, it would just say Valanciunas without the accents. And to me, that just doesn't count. So I will be wearing my Lithuanian jerseys tonight. So if you're at the game and you see what is this dude wearing, why is he in a Lithuanian jersey? That would be me.
And it will not be for LaMelo Ball.
No, it will not be for him. It will be in support of Jonas. But that should be an exciting game. I think with everything that the Grizzlies are doing, what they're working towards, like you said, like we've been saying, the fight is there, and it seems that we're figuring stuff out, game in, game out. And look, we got to remind each other, and we got to play this patient game that there are 82 games in the basketball season.
There's a marathon,
and sometimes we start rocky. But there's going to be times where we're going to get that streak. We're going to figure it out. You just got to stick with them. But human nature says we want it and we want it now. We don't want to wait. We want to see the wins. We want to see everything put together now. And like we were talking with Pete Pranica last week, he was saying right now what we've given Tomas Isolo said, if you want to go out golfing, you can't use your driver, your wedge, and your putter. So good luck. Most of our guys are still out, and we're going to wait. But I like what you said about Ty Jerome. Probably won't see him till after Christmas. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that because I would rather us have him be fully rested, not bring him back too early, get fully back into the swing of things, and then put him out there so we can have him at 100%.
And considering the nature of the injury, we're talking a right calf strain. How severe that can be just, in an instant. And the same thing with Ja. It's like we got to hold him off. I have no problem holding it off. And I'm not saying that let's stack up and accumulate the losses, but let's keep building.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You speak back to that marathon. It's like we're going to find some good stuff out of this. It's like I was telling Greg and Eli, as long before the injuries, of course, of Ja and Jaren, if long as they're on the floor, and they continue the effort, the wins are going to eventually come. Oh, yeah. They just kind of keep playing, keep plugging, keep shooting the ball. You have to shoot your way out of slumps.
Yes.
Jalen Wells finds out. KCP knows, and eventually he'll get there too. It'll take a little bit, but slumps happen, and we just have to play through.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But right now, because I don't want to make it a habit of going over, but we tend to do that a lot. But right now, we have a Monday segment in which we do our best to recap the weekend of sports, and we do so by giving out our precious medals. To start off with the precious medals today, we always start out with the bronze, and I was at this game. I was at the Titans and Seahawks game. It was an exciting atmosphere. Xavier Restrepo, the X-Man, he finally got elevated, finally got out there, and Jay, he was a foot away from a touchdown reception. I lost the air from my lungs, just left. I had a headache. I felt like I was going to faint from cheering this guy on so much. I can't really give him a bronze because he has 2 receptions, I believe, for 26 or so yards. But, man, if there was an honorable mention that I could just combine all of the colors of medals together and give it to Xavier, I would. I feel he has earned his spot. He has earned the place to be there. Mason Kinsey could never. No hype. No nothing behind that guy. I don't know why he's been out there more so than Xavier. Xavier has earned his spot on that team. And at this point, the Titans are 1-10. Yeah. What do we have to lose?
Nothing.
We don't. Yeah. The only thing we have to lose now is the first round draft pick. Is pick number 1. So there was a lot of fight with this team, but man, there's just nothing you can do about my first bronze medal going to Jackson Smith and Jigba. 167 yards, 2 TDs. Look, I witnessed that first touchdown reception. Yeah. Perfectly thrown, perfectly caught. And I mean, our defender was all over him. Yeah. He was right in the middle of it all and just right in the breadbasket, trots his way to the end zone. My jaw dropped to the floor. I was like, there's just nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, he became the all-time single-season Seahawks leader in receptions.
And right now, he's on pace to set the NFL record for receiving yards in the NFL. I believe his projections, 2039, something like that. I mean, that's unreal. If Sam Darnold can keep turning things around, avoid throwing turnovers, he did in that game, goes 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, if he can keep putting the ball in JSN's hands, they're going to look really good. But I can't just give a bronze to the Seahawks player. I have to give one to a Titans player as well. DK is the return man of the year. I believe he leads the NFL in all-purpose yards, and he tied the franchise record for longest punt return in Titans history. I believe it was an 88-yard return that he had yesterday. I've witnessed both of his punt returns that he has this year against the Chargers and the Seahawks. This dude is electric, and I follow a lot of Titans pages. I follow a lot of, Titans insiders and all those people who are apologizing, saying we don't really understand why we went so high in round 4 getting DK, but now the apologies are out because this is one of the most electric returners in the league. Every time he touches the ball, I'm standing up saying, what is this guy going to do? Because it's so exciting to see. Switching things over, going a little bit to the college football, Jakirian Turner. Now, it doesn't matter to me what level of football it is that you're playing. Anytime that you can rush for over 200 yards in a game,
that's a hell of a day.
You have my respect.
Yeah.
And he did that. 201 yards rushing and a touchdown in Pitt's upset against Georgia Tech. I don't think anybody saw that coming. You saw how Pitt performed against Notre Dame, and you're sitting there thinking, all right, this is the ACC. And I remember I asked Bill Bender this. Does anyone want to win the ACC? I don't think anybody truly does, because they go out there, they say, all right, this solidifies you in the game. Then they go out there and lose. You look at Miami. Now you look at Georgia Tech. I mean, it is wide open in the air right now. Nobody wants to win the ACC. No. And now it's even more so in the air. And unfortunately, I think with that loss, Georgia Tech, I don't think is going to be making it to the college football playoffs.
I think so.
2 losses like that. And it wasn't just a loss. It was kind of a big loss against the Pitt 10. They really did. Did not look like the Georgia Tech team that we were expecting. So huge shout out to Jakirian Turner for 201 yards rushing in that game. I mean, they controlled the clock and they controlled the pace of the game. And when you do that, it's hard to lose. The only reason I'm giving this guy bronze is because the hype surrounding him should have been there all season long. And that's Arch Manning. Arch Manning played a great game yesterday, but again, it was against a lesser opponent in Arkansas, which Arkansas, as you could probably describe them, is the worst best team in college football. You look at all of their losses within a touchdown. They know how to score it. They're a fun offense to watch.
Can't finish, though.
They just don't know how to win, and that's what's important. But Arch Manning, 389 yards, 4 TDs. Very, very good performance for him, but this is what we should be seeing from him all year long. Right. The hype was there. He is a Manning. I mean, this football, quarterbacking is in the Manning blood. I mean, you were born knowing how to throw footballs. I mean, I'm 100% sure that's what it is.
Granted, his dad was the receiver from out of the crop.
He was, but still, football's in your veins, and you have two of the most successful quarterbacks of all time. I mean, it's in your blood. So, still got to give him a shout out. But this is something that we should have been seeing all year from him. And my last bronze medal, I'm giving to Joe Jackson. Once again, anybody who can rush for over 200 yards. This guy almost rushed for 300 yards in K-State's loss to Utah, which is incredible that they lost that game. Very fun, all the way down to the wire. He had 293 yards rushing and 3 TDs in his performance. I believe that was the I believe he was the rushing leader this weekend in college football. Absolutely great performance. K-State, a little bit of a disappointing season for them. You saw the start off, both of them ranked in Iowa State and Dublin. And then from there, I mean, K-State just kind of collapsed.
Yeah, the family infighting from your quarterback and his dad and brother, and it just went downhill from there.
Unbelievable. Not a very good look for them, but I know I mentioned it earlier. My first silver medal, I have to give to Notre Dame's attack on Syracuse. The passing game was next to non-existence, but it didn't need it. 49 yards and a passing TD was all that was shown from C.J. Carr, but that didn't matter. Jeremiah Love rushes for 171 yards and 3 TDs, along with 3 different running backs with a rushing TD to boot. You had a punt return TD, and their defense came to play. 3 interceptions, 2 of them returned for a touchdown. You had a punt return TD, and 70-7 has to be one of the most embarrassing scores for any D1 program out there.
I took the over on the 70.5, and I thought I made a mistake early. But when it got to 35-0, and it was still 15 minutes left to start the second quarter,
I mean,
I was okay.
I mean that was a good and safe bet. Diego Pavia, he's normally known for his rushing attack and how he's a good dual threat. Very much so. In this game, not this time. He did have some rushing to boot against an all right Kentucky team. I mean, they know how to go out there and at least play some ball. But 484 yards passing with 5 TDs and an interception. That is a great performance from Diego. This week, they have Tennessee, which Tennessee mauled over Florida in the swamp, and just a disappointing season for them that just is going to, end in more disappointment. Very, very upsetting, and the rivalry game this week with Florida and Florida State is not going to be the pinnacle of what we...
I forgot about that.
it's not going to be the pinnacle that we thought it was going to be, because we thought Florida State in the start of their season was going to be something to see, and now... They lost to NC State this last weekend. Florida's not looking very good. I just don't know what to make of that game. But Diego Pavia, giving him a silver medal, and we've been talking about it all morning. That Lions versus Giants game was so exciting, so entertaining to watch. Jameis Winston is the man, not that we deserve, but the man that we need in the NFL right now. 366 yards passing, 2 TDs and an interception, and a 33-yard receiving TD. They showed that clip in Titan Stadium, and we all cheered as though Jameis Winston was in the stadium making that play for us. It was absolutely incredible to see, and for him to hit the Heisman afterwards, not realizing that this dude is a quarterback in the NFL. You cannot hate on Jameis Winston. He is the man of the NFL. But the guy who's basically solidified the game, Jahmyr Gibbs, 219 yards rushing and 2 TDs. I mean, anytime that you get a rushing attack like that in any game, it's absolutely unbelievable. My last silver medal of the game is going to the Prescott and Pickens connection and their comeback win against the Eagles. Prescott, 354 yards, 2 passing TDs, 146 yards receiving through the air for Pickens, 17 unanswered points in that second half to complete that comeback. Absolutely unreal game. I know Bryant Dacus is just hopping over the moon with how his defense held them to 0 points, and really you cannot argue with the results. I mean, they held this team scoreless in the second half. And you can't argue that.
Shedded that ugly start and just kept plugging, and they got one.
They certainly did. And so, real quick, we're just going to go with one gold medal. And it was the man who was the highlight of the Grizzlies' 2-game win streak, Santi Aldama, and their win against the Mavericks, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Win against the Kings, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jock Landell in that game against the Kings, 21 points, playing like the big man down low. That was a really good showing. Now we have the Nuggets coming in town tonight. This is a very high-powered Nuggets team. This is actually who Brett and myself have picked to win the NBA Finals this year. Really? So definitely they're going to go far. Whenever you have a coach on the court who also knows how to play really good basketball, and Nikola Jokic, it's going to be a good season.
And something else that I like about them, when they were going through their turmoil at the end of last year when they fired Mike Malone, they kept their thing together culturally.
Well, yeah, because you got a coach on the court,
right? I mean, just they're great leaders.
Yes,
not just with Jokic. I would say Aaron Gordon as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, this is a team with no quit in them. This is a team that goes out there, and that's the beautiful thing about seeing these European players in action.
Are they kind of like what San Antonio was a decade prior? Just those no nonsense, less flashy guys, don't require a lot of attention.
I would say there is a little bit more flash with this team.
More, yeah.
There is, but that team was just so fundamentally sound that they would just destroy you with perfect basketball. Really.
And they don't seek the attention from anything. They just go out and just hoop.
Yeah, they just do. I mean, that's basically Jokic's whole persona is let's go play this basketball game and then I got to get home.
It was like the same for Tim Duncan. Let's just go hoop, let's do it, let's get out the way.
Go do our job and then call it a day. But that'll do it for our precious medals. A really good weekend of sports out there. A lot of good stuff in college football. A lot of good stuff in the NFL. The NBA, I mean, there's just so much out there. I couldn't even get to the great games that we saw, like Georgia and Clemson in college basketball.
I was watching that one too.
I mean,
I didn't expect it to go the way it went.
Yeah, but Jeremiah Wilkinson just absolutely goes off in that game. And I mean, it's really kind of hard to get a full grasp because there's just so many teams,
especially this basketball. Week where you have the Maui, you have the tournament, the Old Spice tournament in Orlando, you have the Players Era, which is the big deal out in Vegas, where there's compensation involved for the players. So, and it's not even a traditional tournament; it's one of those tournaments where you advance via point differential and things of that nature. So it's a different deal, but it's a showcase. And the women even have the players that are a showcase. So the big week, and the hoop head in me, I love it.
Oh, yeah. Well, regardless of what sport you're into, this is the time to be alive, where you got all the sports going on. There's just everything to enjoy. And this was one thing. This is not necessarily sports related, but I learned it yesterday. And I got to say, me personally, I'm really excited about it. I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Nate Bargatze.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Heard of him? He's born and raised out of Nashville. Huge Titans fan. Huge Vandy fan. He's been on College Game Day, I believe, making picks on several times. But there is news out there for all you thrill seekers, people who may love Dollywood, people who may love to go to amusement parks like that. Nate Bargatze is working with, I believe it's Lego something. I don't think it's like Lego City or anything like that, but he's working with them and some other things to create his own theme park called Nateland in Nashville. I don't know when it's going to be released. I just know that it's in the process, so it'll be like a Dollywood, but kind of
Dollywood meets Legoland-ish kind of.
Yeah, so I'm excited to hear more reports about what this is going to look like coming out of Nashville. But for someone who just went to Dollywood for the first time this past year, a lot of fun. So, and I'm a big fan of Nate Bargatze in his comedy. He's got it going on. So that should be exciting. Not really sports related, but
a good double sword for entertainment.
We can call that mini Landon Wood in the midst of Landon and Friends this week. But on the other side, we will be talking to the former Vol, the former Ram, as Jeff Moore joins us in the house talking about this crazy weekend in the NFL. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Wolo and Friends.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad. Or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Are you ready for what's next, Mid-South? We gossip going on at Gossett Mitsubishi's new location, 1956 Covington Pike. So get out here and take your pick. 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, standard third row, or 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Your choice, only $399 a month. How about 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, super all-wheel control for dynamic performance? We gossip $413 a month, or buy it for $30,245. Plus 0% for 60 months available. And peace of mind with our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike, and 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV SE 00816 MSRP 42615 Sport SUO 112 MSRP 29050 Eclipse SEO 39001 MSRP 32745 PF 895 595 acquisition fee includes all rebates and incentives 895 PF excludes tax out on license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Do you know about the 3 T's of Thanksgiving? Turkey for eating, table for gathering, and touchdowns for winning. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in before dessert. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code HERD. That's promo code HERD. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Take me to the bottom of your soul. Take me to the bottom,
Good morning and welcome back into Wolo and Friends. I am Landon Schmidt filling in for Wolo. Wolo will be back with us tomorrow. He's just enjoying paradise just a little bit longer. And who could blame him? I mean, sounds like the place to be. Who would not want to leave that place? So good for Dave, but he'll be back with us. We had a great and very, very exciting weekend in the NFL, and who better to talk with that than the former Ram and Jeff Moore. Jeff Moore, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, man. Always great to be here on a Monday morning.
It is. Yesterday, we had a lot of stuff going on, but the news that broke today with the Giants firing Shane Bowen as their defensive coordinator, I believe I read somewhere that the Giants are 2-5 when they hold double-digit leads, which is just that's never going to land you a job anywhere. What'd you make of this news of this firing?
I never like to see coaches fired. I think that this team, with the way that they rush the passer, you would think they'd be a lot more effective at the end of games than they've been. They've given up some big leads, and it's tough to see, especially with the way that their offense continues to keep them in games. So unfortunate to see it. But I mean, that's the way it goes in the league, especially when a team is losing the way that the Giants have lost over the past few years. coaches just get a lot shorter string to show that they can do what's required. So it's a tough loss. It's a tough for this team because whenever you lose a coach, you got to also learn another defense or learn another scheme. It just speaks to dysfunction. But it's one of those things that happens in the league.
It does, and to your point about that front line for the Giants, I mean, you drafted Abdul Carter, you have Kayvon Thibodeau back there as well. I mean, how are you not? I mean, getting in that backfield more so. I mean, you have two of the most elite guys and. Abdul Carter asking for what was it, Lawrence Taylor's number to be unretired so he could use it, but it is always tough, and this is something we were talking about in the first segment of Val. Human nature is more we want it and we want it now. We don't like to play the patient game. We don't like to wait it out, but granted, with how long that this has been going on for the Giants, it's definitely a difficult road. But also Chip Kelly, offensive coordinator for the Raiders, finally getting let go as well. I mean, that offense has weapons. Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, and Ashton Genty, I believe, is only averaging about 3.6 yards a carry. I think he had 50 yards in that game yesterday. So he's not doing very well, but your take on Chip Kelly no longer being the OC?
The Raiders gave up 10 sacks yesterday.
Yeah.
Not many quarterbacks can survive that kind of punishment because that is punishment.
It is.
That is offensively, you're doing something wrong. If your quarterback's getting beat up that kind of with that kind of consistency. And granted, Myles Garrett is having a record-breaking season. He's going to break the record this year. No question.
No doubt.
He's unblockable. But you just don't. With a young talent in the backfield like Ashton Genty, that you would think they'd figure out a scheme to get between a good running back and a good tight end. Most offenses can keep their defense on the sidelines for a little bit, get a few first downs. So I mean, it's not a surprise. Again, it's teams that are futile that obviously are not showing any signs of improvement when a team decides to fire. And when you start to fire coordinators, that's not a good sign. No, it
but
a head
is.
coach,
it never is. But on the other side, Shedeur Sanders gets his first NFL win. I believe a little over 200 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. What'd you make of his performance in that game?
Man, listen, for a young man, and I'm pulling for Shedeur. I think he's the thing that I like about Shedeur is his mental toughness. I think he's got some work to do as a quarterback, even as a backup quarterback. I think in terms of holding the ball, but with the kind of pressure that he had going into this game because of the expectations. I thought he played well. I thought, the things about the interception, there's a lot of things that he just has to develop as a young quarterback. But I thought he held himself well. And with a team like the Browns, your defense is so good, you really don't need a whole lot from your offense. So, hopefully he'll get another chance to play next week, and he'll just get those reps under his belt and be able to compete next year for a position, whether it's with the Browns or some other team.
Yeah. So going forward for the Browns, would you have Dylan Gabriel take that role or roll with Shedeur Sanders a little bit more?
I would go with Dylan because Dylan has shown he's just got a better sample size. He's played better in those games. But if he goes down, it's good to know that you've got an experienced Shedeur, at least if it's just one game. But you've got two rookie quarterbacks, so that's a challenge for any quarterback room. But right now, I think Dylan is just playing better as a pro than Shedeur. Shedeur just needs to work, and he's a guy that'll put the work in, I think.
And speaking of rookie quarterbacks this year, we're up in my Titans gear today. A very less than stellar season for them. They're now 1-10, but being at that game yesterday, you saw some fight and you saw some promise. What do you make of this Titans team?
A lot of work to do.
There's
a lot of work. And the main thing I want to see them do is invest in protecting their quarterback, because the worst thing you can do with a rookie quarterback is get him shell-shocked. At this point, they've got to protect him. They need to get him some running game, and then just bring him along slowly. I mean, he's going to obviously be your starter, but just get some weapons around him so that he doesn't have all the pressure on his shoulders.
And statistically, yesterday was Cam Ward's best game of the season, and he he's now figuring out how to use his legs in the game as well. That's something that in the first 9 games of the season he didn't really do very well. He actually led the Titans in rushing in that game, which is surprising.
Not good.
It is not good, and I think that's actually a sign of something that the Titans need to focus on, is getting that star-studded running back in the backfield.
Right.
I mean, both Tony and Tyjae Spears are both good at getting out to the flats, getting that extra check down. But I mean, it's the NFL, that's kind of mainstay and commonplace for running backs. But actually going back to the Browns with both of their rookie running backs in Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, I feel like both of these guys are flying under the radar. I mean, what have you made of the rushing attack this year?
So, you've not seen it enough. I mean, you've seen some flashes of good potential going forward. Their offense is just a lot of work that needs to be done. Our offensive line has been a mess most of the year. And of course, the quarterback, the changes that they have to constantly make at quarterback doesn't help. But, they've got some good young talent on this team. If they get their offense to where they can score 16 to 20 points a game, they're going to win a lot of games.
They are.
Because their defense is really good.
Yeah. It's just going to take some time and patience sticking with them. And most of the times that's just not what we have. Baker Mayfield in their game against the Rams leaves the game hurt. He's getting an MRI today to see how that goes. I think with Baker going out, you see how important he is to that team. But what did you make of that game?
Man, I'm just really impressed with the way the Rams are playing offensively and defensively. They're a well-coached team.
Yeah.
And Matt Stafford is one of my favorite quarterbacks all time because of the way that he played at Detroit and how durable he was. Yeah. And he's just got the right offensive staff around him, and they're just really being effective. I think on that side of the ball, and their defense is playing really well. I think there's still, work to be done with the Tampa had some guys out. They still have some guys offensively that have been hurt. And to lose Baker the way he's carried this team early in the season, that's going to be a big loss for them. Fortunately for them in their division, Carolina is showing some signs that they may be playing above 500 for the first time in a long time. If he can just, maybe just miss a game or two and keep them competitive, I think they'll be fine in the division. They don't really have a threat in their division. But I love the way he's been playing, and I hope he's not out too long if he has to miss a game.
Yeah, and I hope they handle that correctly. In handling whatever the MRI shows for Baker Mayfield today, because like you said, they've been battling a lot of injuries, and Baker has been the guy that's kind of holding it all together. I mean, you looked at the game where they were out with Chris Godwin, out with Mike Evans, and yet he's still performing at a very high level. It really shows how important he is to this team.
He is, and he speaks about the fact that his stint with the Rams is what revitalizes Greg, gave him hope for his career again. And it's always great to see a guy who has had to travel around the league and started out with the kind of fanfare that he had, be able to resurrect his career the way he's done. And so I'm pulling for him. I hope he's not out long.
Yeah, I am too. The Chiefs yesterday, they do Chiefs things. They find ways to win. Only one rushing touchdown in that game. All else was just field goal after field goal. Harrison Butker, he's a surefire candidate for anytime you go out there. You can get 3 points with him. What'd you make of that huge comeback for them as well?
It was big, and of course, they're playing for their playoff lives now, because it appears that Denver's going to win the division. They've just got that playoff pedigree. If they can just continue to win, even if it's close games like that, and even if they got to go, to the distance to win games, with Patrick Mahomes, they always got a chance. You want to try to make sure you take as much time off the clock as you can, because this guy is unbelievable at the end of games. That was a huge win for them. It was one that they needed to stay competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, a lot of people they get to the place where they get tired of the evil empire that's rising up, and the Chiefs just keep finding ways to win, because I remember looking at the score and seeing 20-9. Ooh, Colts are running away with this one. Yeah. And then Chiefs do Chiefs things. This was something that you and I were talking about right before we got on the air, and the strides that we're seeing with Caleb Williams and this Bears team. They get the big win over the Steelers yesterday. Aaron Rodgers obviously out, but still Mason Rudolph has been in that program for a long time. He understands the offense and can roll and do a good job with the Steelers team. Well, I mean, what did you make of that game, and what have you made of what Ben Johnson has done with Caleb Williams?
Well, I think for me, Ben Johnson is by far the coach of the year leading candidate because the Bears organization has been so dysfunctional for so long in terms of just wins and losses. I don't put that on players. I think players need a combination of good teammates and they need good coaching, and all of it has to work together. But it's obvious he's changed the culture of this team, and the way Caleb Williams is playing, to me, has been very impressive. He doesn't turn the ball over. He makes plays with his feet when he needs to. He's crazy accurate when he needs to be, throws a laser. And this team believes. I mean, when they were losing one-score games a year ago, this year they play to win. They don't play not to lose. And I think that's a reflection of Ben Johnson's impact on this team. So I'm really impressed with the Bears. I think they still got a long haul. I mean, the Packers are right there, and Detroit's right there. Detroit was very impressive in their game, even though they had to go to overtime. They've got some weapons. They're just not. They're not the Detroit team that we saw a year ago. I mean, and they had some injuries a year ago, but I think they're really missing their coordinators offensively and defensively. And so the Bears are right in the mix. I'm just happy. Well, I'm delighted to see the Bears be relevant again. It's been so long.
Oh, absolutely. And that's like you were saying, that's a very competitive division. When it's likely for the NFC, those are the three teams that we're going to see in the playoffs, whether capitalizing on all those wild card spots. It's very likely to come from them. Yesterday, I believe one of the most exciting games in the league was the Giants and the Lions game, and how that just went down to the wire. I was actually telling Jay while we were at Nissan Stadium, they played the clip of Jameis Winston's receiving TD, and the whole place was erupting as though he was making that play right in front of us. It was so exciting. Jameis has just got to be one of the most entertaining guys in NFL history. But what did you make of that game?
Well, again, we talked earlier about the Giants defense, letting this game get away in the fourth quarter. But Jameis is a guy that has been a fascinating teammate for a lot of teams. I mean, he throws the ball all over the yards. Unfortunately, he throws to the opposition.
He'll throw for 500 yards. 100 is probably going to go the other way.
But man, it was an exciting game to see. And the Giants, I think they're young. They got a lot of growing to do. I think they got a lot of things to be excited about. They could get their injuries, players back from injury. But I thought it was a very exciting game. And for me, I guess the most exciting game yesterday was the Sunday night game with the Eagles and the Cowboys, only because of the way that the game had gone. I mean, we've been questioning the Eagles' offense all year. They just seem to be so erratic. They don't have an identity. They jump up 21-0. And then they can't get a first. I think they run Saquon 9 times in the second half. They were just pathetic in the second half.
Very much.
And the Cowboys offense wakes up and they're throwing the ball all over the yard. George Pickens has turned out to be one of the most exciting receivers in the league this year.
For them.
And Dak continues to be just consistently great regular season. Now, I'm a big Dak Prescott fan. I got to see it in the postseason.
Yes.
He's fantastic in the regular season. He's been great. And with the losses, personal loss that they had, this team seems to be trying to position themselves to make a run. I got to see it. They've been a roller coaster ride too often over the last couple of years, but this was a big win that they needed. And the Eagles got some soul searching to do. They just, to me, they've got a good record, and records are important, but the way that they're winning, the way they're just so unimaginative on offense, it's going to cost them. I I went into the season thinking this was the first time in a long time that we've had a team that could legitimately win back to back. I don't. They're not impressing me right now.
Yeah, it does seem shaky, and that's a great way to break them down because. Yeah. I mean, it's just what it is. It's what it is because the Eagles should be that surefire team that goes out there and dominates you, and it just doesn't look like they're doing that week after week. But one last thing for you, we got Monday Night Football tonight, 49ers and Panthers. Both of these guys looking to continue and get on some win streaks going on with this game. Panthers, like you said, trying to fight, trying to play above 500 football, and they can do that tonight. What should we expect to see from this game?
Brock Purdy's back, and Brock Purdy to me is the engine that really makes that 49ers offense really hum, because he does just a great job of making decisions, throwing the football with their receivers and with their tight end, and of course their defense has been better since Saleh has come back as a defensive coordinator. I'm just glad to see Carolina playing well. I'm a big Bryce Young fan from Alabama. I've always been impressed with him and thought whenever they could get some help around him, he would be better as a quarterback. It's going to be a big game. I like the 49ers because of their experience and because of the talent that they have when they're healthy. But Carolina's surprised some folks. I mean, I didn't expect them to beat Green Bay. I mean, you better be ready to play. When you better be ready to play when you line up against them. So it should be a good contest.
Yeah, it should be a very exciting game tonight. At least we are getting an exciting game because I don't know, this slate of Thursday night football games is kind of been out there a little bit, but it should be very exciting. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to talk NFL with you, and what better time to talk NFL football than Monday after a huge weekend of sports? But we thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you with the next week.
Look forward to it.
Yes, sir, absolutely. That is our former Vol, former Ram in Jeff Moore. On the other side, we've got Darian up in the house, and he's going to tell us what he's excited about for his 49ers tonight in Monday Night Football. It's an NFL-heavy show. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Wolo and Friends.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, friends. It's Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers. The seasons have changed, and fall is my favorite time of the year. Fall means that Christmas is right around the corner, and we all start preparing for that most wonderful time of the year. All families have their own traditions, and they bring so much joy. And a part of that joy comes in giving gifts to those we love. For over 5 decades, Russell Brothers Jewelers has been the source of many of the most beautiful gifts ladies in Memphis have ever seen. Gifts that are cherished and frequently handed down from one generation to the next. Gentlemen, as you think about a gift for your special lady this Christmas or any time, I hope you will think about Russell Brothers Jewelers. Beauty, value, quality, and service are our hallmarks at Russell Brothers. This Christmas, come see us at Russell Brothers. We will help make you the best St. Nick ever. Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins.
Come on and let the good times roll, y'all. Or as we say in Louisiana, laissez le bon temps rouler. The Orleans in the Ville with our made-from-scratch red beans, jambalaya, gumbo, po' boys, and made-fresh daily muffaladas. Right here in Collierville. Eat, drink, and stay for dessert like our homemade bread pudding with warm bourbon sauce. Monday through Friday, meat and 2 with homemade veggies. So good you'll bring your mom and them. Brunch every Saturday and Sunday. Right here, the Orleans in the Ville, 336 New Byhalia Road. Where great food, live music, and endless fun meet.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun, 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone, Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
If wedding bells are in your future, you need an unforgettable engagement ring from a jeweler you can trust. And that's been James Gaddis Jewelers for over 60 years. With a huge selection and the best prices, James Gaddis is a master jeweler and diamondologist. Beautiful jewelry from James Gaddis is always the right choice. Choose from rings to earrings, necklaces to bracelets, and gemstones to watches. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar, online at GaddisJewelers.com and Instagram at Gaddis Jewelers. Say I do at James Gaddis Jewelers.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome back into Wolo and Friends. I am Landon Schmidt filling in for Wolo. He's one more day in paradise, but he'll be back with us tomorrow. But tonight, we have some Monday Night Football, and it should be an exciting game. You heard Jeff kind of preview it a little bit. Two exciting teams. I believe both the 49ers and the Panthers over their last 5 games have alternated wins, loss, and I think both of them are looking to get on an active win streak, and that may start tonight. You heard it from him. Brock Purdy's back in the game. This is a very high-powered offense. I mean, really, it's kind of plug and play for the San Francisco 49ers team. They're going to be good, and they're gonna go out there and show you why they're doing so good. But I would say, kind of in agreement with Jeff Moore, the excitement of the year is watching this Panthers team and how they're still fighting and wanting to stay above 500 play for the remainder of this season. But there is no one that I know who loves the 49ers more than Darian Newsom. So I'm going to let him tell you why he's excited about tonight's game. Darian, what are we looking for the 49ers?
Well, first of all, sir, very good day to you.
Yes,
I want to start off by quoting a professor named LL Cool J. And he says, "Mama is going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out." And that's exactly what we're going to do to Carolina. So I hear all the pomp and circumstance you guys have for these Panthers, but it ain't going to happen tonight. Robert Saleh definitely is the master of plug and play right now. When you saw Fred Warner go down and you saw Bosa go down, so on and so forth, you can be pessimistic, but we're not, because as always on Sports 56, we're optimistic.
We are optimistic people.
We're optimistic. So definitely looking forward to Brock Purdy, second game really back at the helm. But I understand what Jeff Moore was saying about the little engine that could, or the engine that keeps it going. The little engine that could is actually still in the backfield. My running back. Oh, I didn't know if you agree with me or not. It's my running back. It's McCaffrey. One of his standout seasons so far. Of course, he's been injured over the past couple of years. We thought he had hit that wall and was kind of on the way to be ushered out, so to speak. But what a revival in a church term. What a revival for a career, basically, to come back and be the leader without Ayuk, without Debo. Kittle's missed most of the season. But when you look at it and you think about what the NFL is as far as being extremely physical, all about being healthy at the right time, it's about coming together at the right time. And that's what, and I think that's what we'll do. We'll get Ayuk back in a little bit. Hopefully Brock can get in a good groove, but safe to say that, hey, we got a pretty decent Mac Jones back there, backing him up. So, not too particularly worried about the QB spot. So, the more I talk about it, the more it seems like we're really, really dangerous.
You're hyping yourself up.
Yeah, because I haven't beat my chest about this team one time this year because of the injury.
Well, you should. They look good, and they've been playing good this year, even in the face of a lot of injuries. But it seems that just little by little, you're getting this team put back together, and they keep fighting, they keep going, and this 49ers team is always going to be a force to be reckoned with. This should be a very exciting game tonight. Carolina with Bryce Young. Bryce Young has seems to have one heck of a year under his belt so far. I mean, he's already set the single game passing yards record for the Panthers, eclipsing Cam Newton. He's looking really good out there. He's looking like he's finally taking control and doing good things with this Panthers team.
If I'm Salah, however you pronounce it, Salah, or some people,
Robert.
Yeah, Salah. What I'm doing is I'm letting Bryce do his thing. I'm stopping Rico Dowdle and McMillan. Those are the two people that when they're in fuego, when Carolina's rocking and rolling, those are the guys that put up those ridiculous fantasy numbers. So not necessarily saying you double McMillan, because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a rookie, so I don't think he deserves that much respect. Really but I do think he deserves the respect to say, hey, take him out as far as being your receiver, and we're not letting Rico Dowdle go. What you were saying, all these 200-yard rushers and how they are having magnificent weekends. We're not playing that with Rico Dowdle today. No.
Well, I mean, that's the common
former
thing.
Cowboy Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, well, shout out Cowboys and their great thing. And I thought you were going to mention this a little bit earlier, but I guess I'm going to be the one to do it. Dak Prescott finally eclipses Tony Romo. I know Brian Dacus is happy about that because Dak has been playing. He's been playing good week in and week out, even on the down weeks. He's
and everybody
really
knows
good.
I love Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that's your number one QB, and this is in your words. I'm quoting you that this is a Super Bowl team next year. With this, not this year, but next year.
I will say this aloud. Last night had me visioning what if Dak was my quarterback for those 2 Super Bowls. Would I have lost those? I'm not like. Last night, Dak solidified, and some people say, what are you saying? You watch football all the time. But in my heart, I did not believe it. But I wholeheartedly believe that Dak is, what's the word I'm looking for? He is a very, very good quarterback from a holistic standpoint. Brian Dacus screaming Hall of Fame. Yeah, I mean, maybe,
Right, well, maybe get a little bit more.
But he is, he is above. Almost makes me want to say I'd take him over Brock Purdy. I mean, and I think that's very fair.
Well, to your point about that, I think experience wins over inexperience, and Brock Purdy's still pretty fresh and still pretty young in the league. Yes, he has some playoff experience and playoff success to boot as well, but so does Dak Prescott.
He looks like a Super Bowl quarterback, though. Like, he's playing phenomenal. Like, he absolutely, even though he's playing for the Cowboys, you cannot hate on that. Dak is phenomenal right now.
He is doing good, but man, that I would say a huge attributor to that is the big pickup they got in George Pickens. The Pickens-Prescott connection that they had yesterday in that game. And to Brian's point, you cannot argue with the results that defense caused the Eagles to have 17 unanswered points in the second half. And that's incredible. I mean, the fact that they were able to shut down this offense. But to Jeff Moore's point about that, too, the Eagles seem to kind of just be coasting on their success and the fact that they're the Eagles and that they can go out there and kind of do whatever it is that they need to do and go out there and just push their way down the field. It kind of gets old. It kind of gets boring, but it is what it is.
It's kind of like being on Sports Time and forgetting to give Brian Dacus the rock. It's like you just don't do it. You got to let him run the ball, baby. You got to let him run the ball.
I wouldn't let Brian run the ball. I would rather give it to Darian or maybe even Brett. Let's see what he can do with the rock. But that is going to do it for us today. Monday Night Football should be really, really exciting tonight. Carolina Panthers and the 49ers are going at it. Both of these teams looking to get on a little bit of a streak here. No more trading wins and losses for one of these teams. They're going to keep going and keep rolling. But that's going to do it for us. On the other side, you've got Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Going to be sticking with Darian Newsom. Jay Ham's going to be back in the house talking sports all the way through to 1 o'clock for you. And as always, my friends, it's going to be a good day.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your